Hello, in this video we will see how we will be able to access the template reference variable inside the HTML, and that reference variable will be usable on Angular component. For this I have already created the Angular application, and now I'm going to create a test component inside which we will create the reference variable, and with the help of HTML element we will access that reference variable inside our Angular component. So let us say we are going to define the reference variable with the help of viewChild, and that will check for the element message. For that we have created a variable named template, which will be of type HTML element, and that will point to our message reference variable. Now we will see how we will be able to access this particular element inside the constructor. Let me check simply by consoling the value that has been received from the template, and we will do nothing but, let us say we are checking from the constructor. It will print the constructor, and after that it will print that particular template element. Let me copy this element to the constructor function. This is actually ngOnInit. Let me just copy and paste. Okay, great. Now we will try to console the same element inside ngOnInit, and we will try to see whether we will be able to access this particular template element or not. Let me run the application and check whether this particular element is accessible or not. If this particular element is accessible from constructor, then we will be able to change or modify the element value inside there. And if it is, let me add this particular selector inside app component. When our application will be loaded, our first component will load our test component also. And let me add the template reference variable inside the text box. Let us say we are trying to give an input element and adding the template reference variable that we have already defined in our component message. Let us see what is happening. So maybe let us run one more time. Maybe our HTML element or something has not been binded. So we are doing nothing but printing, and with the help of console let me just rerun the application with the help of npm start. Yeah, perfect. Now we can see like inside the constructor this is undefined, and inside ngOnInit it is undefined. So when our constructor is loaded, then that particular element is not accessible, and when ngOnInit is loaded, still that element is not available. Let us try to access this element ngAfterViewInit. Once our view has been initiated, then our HTML element will be able to access, and we can modify the value, and we can access the value, and we can print the value. Whatever we want to do, we can assign the value and do whatever we want. Let me just try to console the template value that we are getting. So now we are able to get the template value on ngAfterViewInit. Let me add the breakpoint over here inside all the three elements, and let us see what happening. So now inside the constructor this is undefined, and inside ngOnInit this is undefined, and inside ngAfterViewInit this is available. This is coming with the HTML element. Now let us try to modify the value over here. We will be trying to access the HTML element and set the value to the text box. We will do nothing but to access this particular template with the help of element reference or native element that the property is available. Let us say we have the property that we have seen native element, and we will try to set the value with the help of dot value. Dot value is the property, and that is useful to set the value of text box. Let us say we are setting the value with the help of native element that we are receiving through template reference variable, and perfect, we are able to set the value through component with the help of reference variable. So in this way we will be able to access the value over here. Thank you so much.